think anyone had given up hope there'd be a last-minute miracle, but we know now there will not be one. And Terry Simpson taking this news very hard, as are all members of the Jets front office.
One very special player until the end of this celebration. Came here in 1981 from Sweden. He's a bright-eyed 21-year-old, anxious to fulfill his dream of playing in the National Hockey League. Wasn't very long until we were calling him the Swedish Goon, because right from the first shift, he played with a resolve that fans around here loved. He never took a backward step when challenged by Mark Messier. He asked no quarter, and he gave no quarter. In addition to that determined, feisty nature, he was loaded with skill. It was quickly evident he was a great passer with superior offensive skills, and his commitment to defensive play was unwavering. In hockey lingo, he worked both ends of the ice with unrelenting resolve. And when he played his final game just a few days ago, he had competed on the Jets' behalf in 950 games, scoring 264 goals, 553 assists, and 817 career points. Bear with me for a moment, please. In addition to his considerable hockey ability, this man and his wife and family embraced our city. Winnipeg became their home. They became involved in the community, spoke proudly about living here, and passionately defended the quality of life in Winnipeg against the many from outside our area who love to knock this great place in which we live. In the 23 years the Winnipeg Jets have been in existence, no player has worn a Jets uniform with more pride or cared more deeply about this franchise. He has embodied the heart and soul of this community. He has combined that rare combination of athletic skill, character, class, and dignity that we would like to see in all our professional athletes. The emotional strain of this past week caught up with him yesterday, and he wound up in hospital suffering from a stress attack. But as he did throughout his career, he is playing hurt, and he is with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, with his wife Mona and his kids Cassandra, Hamilton, and Alexander, join me in saying thanks for the memories to Thomas Steen. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some telegrams to read.
You'd have to be made of stone, Scott, not to feel emotional after that.
Thomas, it was a great honor for me to have played with players such as you. During my years in Winnipeg,
Master of Ceremonies Bob Irving now is reading some telegrams sent in honor of Thomas Steen's retirement of his jersey. You know, Diana, a couple of years ago, the Jets went to him and said, hey, we're out of the playoffs. If you want to be traded to a contender, we'll accommodate you. And he said, not a chance. I'm staying here. This is my home. There's a saying in television, picture tells the story, and that one does.
Dear Thomas Steen, I can remember going to Leksand, -50, to watch you play with Roland Eriksson. Bent Lundholm also sends his best in your retirement. You will always be on my all-star team. I also remember getting you signed on Michael Gabati's boat in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Best to you and your family, and this comes from Sweden, from John Ferguson. And another one from Sweden. Thomas, just found out about the ceremony. You really deserve it all. We all know you are a great player. Thanks for helping me play in the NHL. You will always have your biggest fan in Stockholm, Sweden. And this is from former Jet Benny Lundholm. I also have one more special announcement to make. The Winnipeg Jets Goals for Kids Foundation would like to thank Thomas Steen for serving on its board of directors for the last 6 years. And in commemoration of the retirement of Thomas's jersey, the foundation will dedicate the naming of the Children's Hospital Emergency Unit in his honor. I would now like to call on Winnipeg Jets executive member and alternate governor Bill Davis, who goes way back to the WHA days, and on general manager John Paddock to make a presentation to Thomas Steen. Bill and John.
Eddie. Awesome, Eddie. Thomas Steen exemplifies the qualities of what a hockey organization seeks when it recruits a player, and Bob Irving has adequately described those qualities in Thomas Steen. He is second only to Ray Bourque in Boston in length of service to the same NHL team, and is one of the most competitive players in the game. Bob Irving mentioned qualities such as feisty, testy, not yappy. That wasn't one. So I checked a few statistics. One statistic: penalty minutes. Winnipeg Jet penalty leaders. And I leave Laurie Boschman off this list. Boschman wins this contest hands down, so leave him off. On the list, from the bottom up, Ty Domi, 596 minutes. Jimmy Mann, 598 minutes. Sean Cronin, 703 minutes. And yes, the biggest thug of them all, Randy Carlyle, 736 minutes. Jimmy Kite, 772 minutes. And next to Boschman, the Winnipeg Jets all-time penalty minute leader, Thomas Steen, 776 minutes. A Swedish goon indeed. Bob mentioned Thomas's activity in the community, a board member of the Goals for Kids Foundation. Next week, he is taking a team of 10-year-olds to Toronto to play in a tournament.